You know, it's obviously important that we have our county manager live in the county. And it is something that's certainly preferable, but sometimes we're limited in the candidates, and sometimes they have other family members that might be someplace else, and it doesn't necessarily work for them. There have been, you know, situations where they might have to care for another family member that doesn't live there, and I would certainly rather have the best person for the job as long as they're not too far away. I don't think that it takes away from their ability to do the job. I think that all of our department heads, whether they live here or not, and not every department head is required to live here, are completely 100% invested in Talbot County. I'm not really sure why the charter was written this way. I don't know what year the charter was written, but you know, it might have been written in a day and time when, you know, people were much not as mobile as they are now, and people have the ability to go someplace else. We're competing with other jurisdictions, and I certainly I'm going to support putting this on the ballot. And I want, and it is for the people to decide, but I do think that it is appropriate to at least put it on the ballot for you all to decide. We will give you our feedback, any questions that you all, you know, want answered about the department heads and more the higher level ones who are currently required to live in the county, what our reasons are. It's hard to find good people, and we want to keep them, and when they can go someplace else maybe and make more money, giving them the ability to have some flexibility in where they live, to think about their families, not just themselves. I certainly am supportive of putting this on the ballot, and hopefully you guys will ask some questions about this over the next few months. There's probably going to be quite a few things on the ballot. It's going to be jam-packed along with the presidential election. But I hope that the people will give it some serious consideration, that sometimes times change and we need to adjust with the times as well. So I will be in favor of at least putting this on the ballot for the citizens to decide.
So, Mr. Pack, I'm in favor of this residency waiver. It takes a supermajority to pass it for the council to allow the residential waiver. Things happen. You know, wives get a job in a different state, buys a house, and people have to transition there. Sometimes it takes more than a year to sell a house. You know, sometimes a mother might fall and become disabled, and you got to go take care of your mom, or you should. There are times when it's important to keep good staff, and this allows us the flexibility to do that with a supermajority vote.
That's a good point. What the people don't know is it takes 4/5 of us to decide whether or not we're going to waive the residency. It's not automatic.
Right.
So as we hire each potential employee.
It takes 4/5 to put it on the ballot.
No,
it's up to the citizens decide whether or not it's done.
Read it.
In order to provide the residency waiver, the council would have to provide a supermajority.
Right. So it's not automatic that the county, the county attorney, the county engineer, and the county planning officer. So it's still in there, but if 4/5 of the council then decide that it is in the best interest of the county, we can then waive it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm sorry. You're right.
So, Mr. Pack, I misspoke on this. We did have the public hearing.
Yeah, we did.
And I too am in support of this. And I think it comes down to, do we want the ability to hire the best possible, the best qualified person for the job, or do we want to add other requirements as well?
Okay.
And I think it will serve the interests of Talbot County if we can waive that residency requirement.
Okay. If there's no further and I do share what my colleagues have just pointed out. This was placed in some time ago regarding residency. Perhaps that prior council or past council wanted to have persons have some connection with the community, but things happen. You know, you could have family members who are sick or in not in very good health, and you have to be close by to take care of them. So things that they do pop up, but you want to make sure that you allow yourself to have the flexibility of selecting the best qualified candidates, and residency for these two positions should not be hampering you from doing that.
Mr. Peck, can I follow up with one point on that? Sorry. So we have a tax cap in the county, you didn't know. We pay pretty much everybody less than all the surrounding counties. It comes up in most budget discussions. So when you find somebody good, you want to keep them, especially if you're not able to pay them anymore because of the tax cap and the other counties around are chomping at the bit to hire them away and give them more money. So I think that needs to be stated as well.
Okay, very well put, Mr. DeVillio. There's no further comment. Madam Secretary, we'll call the vote of council on Resolution 285.
Mr. Pack?
Aye.
Mr. DeFilio?
Aye.
Mr. Callahan?
Aye.
Ms. Price?
Aye.
Mr. Lusher?
Aye.
285 moves on to a ballot question. Thank you very much, council.